Here's a crazy one. In 1898, one of the most trusted pharmaceutical companies in the world invented heroin. They named it after the German word heroic and sold it as a children's cough syrup. This is a true story. Let's talk about it. So, first, some context. The late 1800s had a real morphine problem. Morphine had been isolated from opium in the early 1800s, and by the time the Civil War rolled around, it was being used widely as a painkiller for wounded soldiers, which made sense. This was called, without irony, the soldier's disease. So the pharmaceutical industry, to its credit, genuinely trying to help, started looking for alternatives, something that could kill the pain without the addiction. Enter Bayer, a German chemical company that had already had one massive hit with a drug they'd also synthesized, aspirin. Their chemists were working on diacetyl morphine, which is a compound derived from morphine. And when they gave it to the company employees to test, the employees reported feeling heroic, strong, energetic, great actually. So Bayer named it heroin with a capital H. They trademarked it. And then they packaged it in a lovely little glass bottle. They wrote non-addictive on the label and began selling it in 22 countries as a cough suppressant. And this is the part that always gets people. It was also a treatment for morphine addiction. They were treating a morphine addiction with heroin. To be fair to Bayer, they genuinely didn't know. They ran tests. The tests just weren't good. The product was a massive commercial success. Doctors loved it. It really did suppress coughs. It also suppressed anxiety, pain, and the capacity for independent decision making. But that took a while to surface in the literature. For children, it was marked specifically for irritability and respiratory complaints. Parents gave it to teething babies. Teachers recommended it for anxious students. It was as normal as giving a kid Tylenol today, except the Tylenol in question was heroin. By 1910, the problems were becoming impossible to ignore. Users needed higher and higher doses. Withdrawal was severe. People were showing up addicted, not to morphine anymore, but to the thing that was supposed to cure the morphine addiction. By 1924, heroin was banned in the United States entirely. Manufacturing, importing, possessing, all illegal. As for Bayer, they lost the trademark to the word heroin as part of World War I reparations. Germany, having lost the war, was required to hand over a number of intellectual properties, and heroin was on the list, which means the word heroin, which is one of the most infamous words in the English language, is legally in the public domain because of a peace treaty. Crazy, right? Bayer still exists, by the way. They still make aspirin. They have not, to date, attempted to rebrand. The lesson here, non-addictive has been wrong so many times throughout history that when you hear it, the correct response is probably to take a breath and ask what century we're in.